What's good, Spurs family? Welcome back to Tottenham's Hot Takes on Pure Coys TV and Tottenham Logic TV. This is the show where we take the three biggest talking points coming out of Tottenham Hotspur this week, the debates blowing up social media, the decisions splitting the fan base, and the questions everyone's asking. And we give you our honest, no filter opinions. If you're new here, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to both channels, and then turn on your notifications so you never miss an episode. And don't just watch, get involved, drop your thoughts in the comments, agree or disagree, and let us know your hot takes. We read them all. Alan, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, all good, mate. Not looking forward to this Sunday because I've just got no confidence anymore that we'll get any points for the rest of the season. But hopefully things will turn around. We're going to be talking about what Tudor said as well in the press conference. So we'll crack on with that, mate.
We will indeed. Yeah, three hot topics this week, guys. In the comments, please let us know your thoughts on each of the questions. Number one, and let's get straight into it. And it's regarding ENIC. And it is it rubbish that ENIC want to smash the wage structure in the summer to take this club forward? What do you think, mate?
Yeah, I don't believe a word they say, mate. I don't believe anything they say anymore. It was only a few months ago when they said they were going to go big in January and really help sporting success. We really want to be competing on all four fronts. And they do absolutely zero to back that up. They really don't do anything to back up anything that they say. So, you know what they said before? They said, we're going to smash the wage structure. They said, if we stay up. So basically their mentality is in the bin. Like they've got no ambitions. They've got no like mentality of winners. They're just like, if we stay up, we're gonna smash the wage structure. But the biggest question is, what if we don't stay up? Then what are you going to do? Are they still going to back the side? Are they still going to back us to go straight back up? They haven't even said that. They haven't said if the worst case scenario happens, we'll make sure we come straight back up. They've just said if we stay up. I just don't believe anything they say anymore. And like I said to you before we came on, I've researched so much into ENIC, and every department from recruitment to scouting to wages to everything is a shambles. There's not one thing I can say that we're doing right at the moment. Not one. And if you compare us to any other club, it could be Brighton, Bournemouth, they're all structurally more structured than we are. Like they've got more guidance, they've got more forward thinking planning, they're proactive. We're just reactive to everything. So yeah, I don't believe a word they're saying, mate. What about you?
Bang on. I think we are such a reactive club. You know, we never seem to plan ahead, do we? There's never like a plan in place. Okay, this is what we're going to do. And you know what? For me, yes, I am seeing some change in some of the wages we're paying. We are paying players more now. But, you know, for me, it's not even about spending money on the wages. For me, it's about just recruiting right in the first place. You know, we don't need to be spending hundreds of thousands on players' wages. We need to be bringing in the right players that are going to take this club forward. And it just seems so haphazard. You know, we'll just get him. We're paying this, we're paying that. And like I said, I saw an interview today with Tottenham's ex-keeper, Brad Friedel, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know, we could offer a player 200 grand a week, you know, but if Liverpool and City offer him 200 grand a week as well, he's going now. He's not coming to Spurs. Yes, Spurs could then say, oh, we'll offer 250 a week and we might get that player. But that player doesn't really want to be at Spurs. He doesn't want to be at Spurs because he wants to play for Tottenham. He wants to be at Spurs because he wants to earn the most money. And for me, it's not about paying the wages. For me, it's about getting the right players in. And I think ENIC should be looking at that first, the recruitment, rather than giving us flash sayings with we're going to break wage structures. Because for me, that does absolutely nothing.
Yeah, agreed, mate. There's no structure to our recruitment either because we haven't got a settled manager. So we tend to buy players in, basically club signings, you can call them. They'll come in and then the next manager will come in and have to deal with that. probably not happy with those kind of players because he's got a completely different playing style. They don't suit his style. Then we end up offloading players again, and we never really build. We just replace, and it's just constantly someone's gone out the door. We need to replace him, and we're not even doing that anymore. Like, we ain't replaced Sonny, we ain't replaced Johnson, we ain't replaced Kane. Even though people say, well, we signed Solanke, it's very hard to replace Kane. So it's no dig at Solanke. It's just very hard to replace the players that we've had, and we just haven't done it. We haven't even come close. So yeah, it's you're right. It's recruitment. If you get the recruitment right, you get a manager that's going to be there for the long term. You get a playing style philosophy, then it can fall into place. But it's tough, mate.
Absolutely.
Tough.
It just sums up what Enoch. They just haven't got a clue. They think just by saying they're going to, do something amazing, that they think the fans are suddenly going to be on side. It just isn't going to work. Guys, let us know what you think in the comments about that first question. Question number 2 is about Tudor's press conference today. He said that the Spurs job is harder than he thought it was going to be. Is that a good thing to say?
You would have an idea when you came into a job. So you'd know injury record's poor. We've only got 12, 13 players available. He would know that confidence would be low. He would know that we're near the bottom of the league. That's why he was brought in the first place. But you would never know how bad mentally the players are affected until you start talking to them, spending time with them, being around them, watching them play. You probably see them playing and training and think, bloody hell, he's a good player. And then watching him on the pitch and he's completely different. Now, I've played football semi-professional myself, and that can happen to players. I've seen them in training like, wow. And then seen them on a pitch like, what? Like, completely different. And that's to do with mentality. And he's said all the right things regarding that, because he's saying that we need to strengthen mentality before we play any sort of football, any sort of style of play. Formation doesn't matter, because if you haven't got mentality, none of that works. So, yeah, he said it's the right thing to say, because nobody would know 100% what they were getting themselves into until they're there. So he's just being honest, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think slightly differently, if I'm honest. I saw his first interview when he first came in. He was very, very bolshu, very confident, and, saying, I'm 100% sure we're going to stay up. And suddenly within a couple of days, he's coming out and it's like, oh, this job's harder than I thought it was going to be. We're going to battle, we're going to try, and suddenly I'm like, oh, you're not coming across as confident as you did a week ago. And like you say, I guess, he's just being honest. But I quite liked him that first week when he was really confident, and it was almost like, don't worry, I got this. I got this, guys. We're going to be fine. And now suddenly he's like, I think I've got it, but, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And for me, that's just, I don't know. I feel for me, that's a little bit like, oh dear, maybe and I'm not saying he's not the right man, but that confidence that is ebbing away at him already. And listen, maybe he didn't mean it in the way it come across, but yeah, from what he said, I'm not as confident as I was with him.
Maybe he was saying it was harder than he thought, in a way to say, I've just got to work harder, and the players have got to work harder than I thought. So maybe he likes the challenge. Maybe he's saying it in that sort of way to say, this is a challenge which was harder than I thought, but I'm up for the challenge. But obviously his English is not as good as obviously an English person. So maybe we're expecting him to say it in a certain way, and maybe he just couldn't get his words out correctly, maybe, or don't know. But he didn't seem like he wasn't up to the task, but I think it's hit home how hard this is going to be. I think that's what's really happened.
Yeah, and I think I think the fans have realised that for a while, and I think if he didn't know it before, he certainly does now. Guys, drop a comment in about the second question. Do you think it's a good thing for Tudor to say, or should he be coming out and stay as confident and as calm as ever? I don't know. Let us know what you think, guys. And the third question is an interesting one. Should we be using the academy more?
Right. So if I take this at a different angle, if we treated the academy better, if we used it better in the first place, we could have utilized the academy in this situation. But because over the years, we haven't really utilized the academy, or really, we've been getting managers in to win now. They've been too afraid to put the academy players in because they want to win games. We've been trying to win trophies, trying to stay up some of the seasons, and it would have been too much of a pressurized environment for the academy players to come in, especially when the managers always seems to be under pressure at the moment. But if we had a structure, and I'll keep going on about this, if we had a structure, philosophy, and a style of play which aligned with the academy and the first team, and they both played the same sort of way, and they both had the same sort of structure, same formation, same pressing techniques, all that sort of thing, and that's been going on for years, we could have easily took 5 players out of the academy and said, go on, you know what to do. We've been training you for this moment. But because we haven't been doing that, it's very hard to just pluck out a Byfield and a Williams Barnett and say, right, play in this system that nobody knows because we've just got another interim manager. Thomas Frank was playing in a way that the players didn't understand, obviously, because they just kept losing every week. Now we've changed it again. Can you just nip in and play for us, please, and see what you can do? If there's no structure in the first team and there's no unity from the academy, it's near enough impossible to pluck them out, put them in the first team, and expect them to do well. There needs to be at least 3 to 4 to 5 years of it all being aligned in the same. And once it is, you can always use your academy. And every year you should be able to blood one into your first team every single season, especially with all the infrastructure we've got, and or the training ground and everything. We've got everything to do it. But we seem to be ignoring the academy a lot. We've only had Harry Kane and Ledley King really that have come through and become really, really good players. So it's really frustrating that we've got the money to do it. We've got the ground to do it. We've got the coaches to do it. We've got the talent coming through for sure. There's definitely talent coming through. Another thing that hinders the academy as well is when you're buying in youngsters, so you're buying 18-year-olds, you're buying 17-year-olds, you're buying that's hindering their progress as well. And it's also giving them the disillusion of, well, so if I play well, he's going to come first because they've paid money for him. So then their mentality is, what do I do? Do I play and then try and get a loan and then try and move that way? We need to have a clear structure for them to just come straight into the team. But because we haven't got that, we can't use the academy. And that is the biggest problem at the moment.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree. I think the academy is a really frustrating one for me because we've seen some really good young players play for Spurs over the last couple of years. We had it in Europa League last season. Mikey Moore come in and ripped it up.
Yeah,
We had a few other players. Scarlett obviously scored from the bench as well, and there's another youngster that scored. I forgot his name now. They all scored in like the same game, and we didn't see him again. Didn't see him again. Mikey Moore did more in one game than I've seen Tao do in his entire Spurs career. Yet, because we paid money for Tao, like you say, we have to play him. Now, for me, especially in the position we're in now, we've got a young Williams Barnett who, yes, may not be the finished article. Absolutely, of course he's not. He's 17 years old. But in the little cameos that we've seen, would we really think he'd do any worse than any of our forward players that we currently have?
No,
even if we're giving him 10, 15, 20 minutes at the end of a game. Also it gives the fans something to get behind because as fans, we always want to get behind one of our own, don't we? So I don't see why we're not using the academy. I really don't. And especially as now in the position we're in with the injuries that we have, I'm not talking about bringing 5 or 6 into the first team. I'm talking about 1, maybe 2, giving them 10 minutes here and now. Don't even have to be the same game. But I find it really frustrating. And, you look at the players we got out on loan now, Mikey Moore, and I know Vuskovic wasn't an academy player, but we have some top young players out on loan that could be playing first team football for Spurs, probably should be.
Do you think contract situations don't help? Like, for example, let's say Richie's off form and we've got like Luca Williams-Barnett that can come in, and in Richie's contract, it says you have to play if you're fit and things like that. So, and if he doesn't, you're breaching his contract. So you can't put academy player in front of him, even if he's better, because his contract says you can't. So do you think that might be an issue as well? And the reason why I bring that up is we haven't got a clear pathway for the academy. If you look at the Tottenham Hotspur official website, there's no clear pathway for them to get into the team. There's no guaranteed minutes. There's no guaranteed cup games. There's just it's just a reactive again, where they just go, oh, we've got some injuries. Should we use one of the academies? It should be a structured thing where we're using them anyway, even if we haven't got injuries. And the contracts for these players shouldn't come into it, but I think it does, and that's really hindering them massively.
Yeah, I think you're quite possibly right. I think if you've got a player on 80, 100, 120 grand a week, you would think it would be in his contract that if he's fit, that he's gonna not necessarily start, but at least start before an academy player. So yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all. And it also annoys me the fact that so many fans are like, "Oh, he's too young. They're too young." It's like some of the best players we've seen come out of England and Europe: Lamau, Wayne Rooney. And listen, I'm not saying we've got any youngsters that good, but we don't know unless we play them, right? We don't know unless they're given a chance. And we're quite happy to spend 30, 40 million pound on youngsters and give them a chance, but we're not prepared to do it to our academy kids. So yeah, for me, it is really frustrating.
Yeah, I agree. It's just it's too there's like I said, if you had a way that they were guaranteed minutes, like let's say you picked the 5 best that season, let's say the 5 best from the season before, and said to them, right, now you've all got guaranteed 3 games. You can play in the FA Cup, League Cup, doesn't matter the opposition. You're playing in the 3rd round, 4th round, and 5th round. Like just one. You don't have to put like all the academy in. Just one of them will be playing 4th round, 3rd round, 4th round, 5th round. You're guaranteed to have that. You're also guaranteed 15 minutes at the end of 5 Premier League games. Show us what you can do. If you can't perform, we'll come back to it another time. But if you do start showing us that you can do something and you align with the philosophy and style of play, then we'll give you more minutes on top of that. But there's no guarantees, and this is what they need. They need that incentive as well.
The problem is we don't know what our style of players ourselves, so we actually have no
we haven't got
direction
one
as a
yet.
club.
We haven't got it yet. That's the thing. We need a manager, stick him in, somebody that's good. We can't just pluck any manager in. We need the philosophy, style of play, and everything first. Then bring in the manager and say, this is what we're doing. And if that manager aligns with that, right, you're in. Now we're going to back you and stick with you. It doesn't matter what happens. Yeah. Now the players tell the players that he's staying. So if you underperform, you're out, not him. You are. Then it's strict. It's straightforward. This is what's happening. This is the plan. And in 5 years, we're going to be at this level. And are you going to be with us? If you underperform, you're out. That's it.
Yeah, and the manager knows when he comes in, like the club's idea, the club's philosophy is that we are going to look to bring 2 or 3 of the academy players through, within the next 2 or 3 years,
Yeah.
And that's how we should be aligned, but we are so not. Guys, drop a comment in. Let me know what you think about number 3. Should we use the academy more? Alan, thank you so much for joining me, mate.
Thanks for having me on, mate. Thank you.
No problem at all. Alan's link to his channel will be in the description. Please pop over and subscribe to Tottenham Logic TV. Great channel. Thanks for joining us, guys. Have a good one. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.